Kevin. What are you doing?
You caught me before I got it on. I had an email the other day from a guy back in Connecticut. He said, man, you gotta help. I just went out and bought one of the AHP Alpha TIG 200X, just like you have, and I'm trying to figure out how to do aluminum, and it's just driving me nuts. So this is a special video, goes out to Kelly in Connecticut. Let's weld up some aluminum real quick. So I just got some pieces of scrap from underneath my bench, and just buzz them off with a wire wheel real quick, and then come back with a dedicated stainless brush, just to kind of go over that joint one more time, just to get any kind of contamination off of it. You know, anything that may be on there, clean it up the best you can. Now, you're going to get a little cleaning action with the balance, the AC balance on the machine. That's also going to break through that oxidation on there, but let's help it the best we can. So, a nice little piece of aluminum to play with. Come here, let's talk about the machine just for a second. So now, just to set up this AHP for aluminum welding, you're going to be in your tungsten, of course, you know, with your switch down. You're going to be in the AC mode. I've got it set to 4T, simply because I like using the trigger. And then straight welding as opposed to pulse. And then it's going to be set to trigger control instead of foot pedal. So now as far as amperage goes, I've got it set at 27 amps for the starting amperage. Remember, on this model, you have to go to 2T to make the main amperage read. So main amps, 60 amps. Nothing on the pulse, that's turned off. The ending amps is set down to approximately what the starting amps is. But again, on this model, you know, on this machine, the ending amps don't display. They fix that next year. That'll come out on the new machine in January. But they found they got that one fixed finally. So that's all you have to do here. Now, come to the torch. I've got a number 7 cup. I've got about a 1/4 inch worth of stick out on the tungsten. I'm running an E3 3/32 tungsten, sharpened almost to a point. You know, I like mine just a little blunt on the end. And we're all set up. So let me get my helmet and we'll make some sparks. As soon as you get your puddle started, you warm up the metal a little bit. Come on, metal. And you can finally start running the beads. So see, once you get the puddle started right there, you see it get a little liquid. Don't go too crazy with it. You don't want it to just drop right through. Just watch for it to go from that, you know, dull gray, the aluminum color. You see it get a little molten, a little liquidy looking, a little shiny, and that's when you want to start adding your filler. You got to give that metal a chance to fill up, you know, especially right now. You know, right now this bench is probably at about 45 degrees, just because it's cold here right now. So you get that metal a chance to warm up. You go a little bit slower as you're going. You get the metal warmed up, then you can finally start feeding it and getting your bead going inside there. Remember that as you're heating the metal up here, it's sinking all that heat away from you. You're actually going to start building up heat in front of you as you're going. So if I had the foot pedal on, you know, instead of using just the trigger, I'd actually back off on the amperage a little bit the closer I get to the end of my bead. Simply because I've got it all preheated already. So you don't want to just keep dumping more and more on it, because you'll just drop, you know, melt it right through. So what I do when I'm using the trigger is, as I'm getting towards the end of the joint, I'll actually speed up a little bit. Speed up my forward motion, speed up my feed a little bit, and just kind of compensate for all that extra heat that I have built up in there. I hope that helps. I'm going to go back to work. See you later.